Hello everyone, this is Perfume Coast, so welcome to my channel. Today I've decided to dedicate this video to yet another 2025 release, which is called Perfect Absolute by Marc Jacobs. And without further ado, let's jump into the ocean of perfumes. So I'd like to start with some flankers and compare them to this new release, and these flankers are in my collection. So the first would be Perfect Intense, going back to 2021. And very quickly, and as always, let's take a quick look at the notes that Fragrantica is listing. So on the top there's Narcissus, Night Blooming Jasmine, in the middle there's Almond, and in the base there's Sandalwood. As far as this scent is concerned, a lot of times I've heard reviewers compare this one to a popcorn, although there is no popcorn note among the list. And if I keep in mind this association, I can certainly agree, but only to a certain extent. Because to me, this fragrance is more of a clean, sweetish jasmine that's fresh, and by the way, not indolic at all, which would have been a problem to me otherwise. So in time, freshness gets even stronger, and you get this sort of creamy, again, nutty vibe from this scent. Then in 2024, we've got yet another flanker called Perfect Elixir, and here what we have is the following. So on the top there is plum, honey and rhubarb, in the middle there's amber and orange blossom, and finally in the base there's vanilla, resin and patchouli. So this one to me is probably the most pleasant and niche-like as well. It's sweet, fresh, honeyed almond, although again there is no almond note here. And by the way, it seems to be sort of a feature of the whole line, where very often I smell particular flanker, I detect certain note, and then it turns out there is no such note whatsoever among the notes list. But getting back to the description of this one, so along with this honeyed almond, I can also detect bitterish, juicy plum as well, and also vanilla undertone. So in the end, it gives me the vibes of almond-rich honeyed baklava, which is of course this Middle Eastern dessert, and that baklava has this plum compote on the side perhaps. And then of course this year release, as mentioned before, called Perfect Absolute. Let's take a look at the notes that Fragrantica lists yet again. So on the top we've got fig and caramel, in the middle there's jasmine, and in the base there's amber. So from the spritz here, I get tons of cranberry juice that's sweetened a lot, almost syrupy to the point of being cranberry jam. I do not necessarily detect any caramel or fig in here, so perhaps cranberry association is either my personal interpretation, as said before, or the way how these two notes work together. But in any case, let's yet decipher on what I'm smelling. So again, I'm smelling slightly tart red berry juice that's also slightly bitter and very sweet, hence association with cranberry that has these features. So what else? This fragrance is also powdery and clean. So if we are thinking about cranberry juice, this juice would be translucent, meaning that there wouldn't be any milky or creamy accords, for example. So overall, a pleasant all-year-round scent, it seems, certainly in tune with the bottle's color that's dark red, very cute. Again, giving me, this cranberry association. As the fragrance sits though, it gets even more powdery and gives me slightly different imagery. Now I smell fresh, juicy, tart and touch bitter cranberry that's coated in sugar powder. And that's precisely how this fragrance comes across to me in a nutshell. But that's it, guys. This wraps up the video. If you've liked this video, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing. Please share your comments, if any. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.